This video, we have Henry versus DRINI. This is the semifinal matchup of the LCQ tournament. Winner of the LCQ tournament is going to get a spot in Madden Bowl, the last spot in Madden Bowl. And these are, this is a MCS final type of matchup that we have here in the semis between DRINI and Henry. And so wanted to do just a gameplay breakdown on this video. Now, this is on catching this on Henry's stream. If you guys want to check out his Twitch, I'll put a link down in the description below. But Henry, widely considered to be, one of the best defensive players every single year. This year, though, has been a little different. Switch stick. Henry's only, I believe, made one live event this year, which is really odd for him. Really odd for the community. Really odd for MCS, coming off his $1 million win last year, crossing $1 million in MCS earnings. Kind of been a down year for him. And DRINI, on the other hand, really decent year all around. But what's been interesting about DRINI is the reason he's even in this tournament is because I believe he slept through his alarm and was not able to qualify for Madden Bowl based off of the points because he missed an entire tournament because he slept through his alarm. So, anywho, that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. And let's just start out by setting the stage, setting the table for today's matchup. So, real quick, Henry is going to be in 146, it looks like here, because these guys are standing up. So he's got crossfire, he's got cover 4 drop. Those are the two main blitzes in this defense. I believe he's in Patriots or Vikings, and that means he's going to have 3-4 odd, he's going to have 6-1, he's going to have 3-3-5 odd, he's going to have all those packages. So they're pretty much in the same playbooks. DRINI, with the running back on this side here, is going to come out in this. This is basically kind of what Lambo runs, where he comes out in, he's in Eagles, and he's going to come out in this doubles flex, typically RPO read bubble, and then he'll audible over into normal YF close. He'll have the cheat flat, he'll have the short post here, he'll have short post here, he'll have a return route from this guy, and then he does have some other stuff, but those are the mainstay formations we're going to see in this game. So, starting out, inside zone, and that was that little bubble screen, inside zone bubble screen combination. Looks like Henry is going to put his hooks on 15. Interesting. I don't know why we're doing that. I think, and the only thing it really affects is our user, the for the short post. So you see here, the audible, he is now in his Eagles normal wide close. And Henry running the cover 4. You see there's that pressure. And look at that quick throw up the seam. And there's the mid-zone KO. So one of the big things that we see at this point of the year is mid-zone KO on your safeties. One of the most important things you can have to play better defense is mid-zone KO on your safeties. Super, super important. Another thing we're seeing from Henry, a little slant to the right, a little contain action to open this blitz angle up so that this pressure can come in. We see that. Little man up at the tight end. Henry loves to do this out of his cover 4. He's going to man up specific players. So here he mans up the tight end. The reason this is really good is because this tight end seam streak is a big time throw right through the middle there. This allows Henry to use this drag. Now, interestingly, he's kind of got himself in a little bit of a spot, though, because when he switch sticks off, this guy is manned up over here to try to defend the short post. So you see how this goes. Boom. And there's a mid-zone KO again. So 4th and 10, early, really good defense from Henry. And Henry gets the ball at half. This would be a huge stop for him. Be a big shift in the game super early on. And so we'll see what happens. Okay, so Henry's going to switch which side he's sending that pressure on. So instead of sending it from the left, he's going to send it from the right. Not sure why. I would assume so that he can use her over here. And then notice that DRINI is in... he's in flip normal YF close. There we go. So he flipped the formation. Timeout. Relief from Henry. And this is something that I do out of this formation as well. Because we do have an Eagles ebook on the site. If you guys aren't a member of the school community, that link will be in the description. And we have all this. We have 146. We have everything that you're seeing in this game. We pretty much have on the site. Our versions of it. So if you take a look here, one of the things that DRINI does that not a lot of people do out of this formation is he actually just regular motions his tight end over. And this is basically a way to create U-trips because you have the short post and then you can run corner flat, like option wheel setup. You could run, double streak, right? You have some cool plays out of that as well. So I actually like that he does that. I don't see a lot of people that run this formation do that a lot. Here we got a man up with the running back. Why this is really good is because if the running back goes on like a seam streak, the man up will play it. Wheel route, man up will play it. But then let's say the running back stays in the block. This guy will then man up onto this guy. Obviously anticipating a blocked running back because of the blitz threat here. So just kind of an interesting little way to kind of steal a player in coverage. I like the cloud flat inside quarter combo on that side. You see there's man up, there's a KO, and there's a stop for Henry early in this game. Henry has everything. Couldn't have gone better. 3 throws, pretty much bagged up. Now Henry's going to get a chance to get in the lead of the game, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown. Ideally here, Henry, you go down, score a touchdown, and you get yourself in a really good position to just be in control of the game. Henry is in a new offense. He is in the Chiefs offense, really running along to this bunch spread nasty. Now, one little thing I did want to point out that I do think is really relevant, because we really didn't see a lot of people do this. So, DRINI is going to be in 3-3-5 odd, something we really don't see a lot. And I think DRINI probably has the best 3-3-5 odd in the game. The way he runs it is really good. So a lot to learn in terms of his defense in this game. And Henry being in a new offense, really haven't seen that either. So here's just a basic smash, kind of a smash return setup. This guy's going to pause, and then he'll come over this way. But he can throw this as a hitch route, as you see right there. But he gets an overthrow. And that's why those routes suck, in my opinion, because stuff like that happens all the time with those routes. Is when the game, it's a programming issue, honestly. It's a programming issue. He's wide open. Just can't hit him. Okay, so Henry streak fade. Post, good switch stick. Streak wide open, missed it. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 11. Henry not looking great offensively either. A lot of nerves going in this game, I would think. I'm not sure if there is, but you would think there would be. I think Henry deep down is pretty frustrated with himself about how this year's gone. I don't know how frustrated he could be, but I just think the competitor in him, even though he is still Henry, he is still, top dog Madden player, he just hasn't had the success that he's had before. And so I think that's I really do think that's a big factor in this game. But anyway. Alright, so kind of an interesting combo. So, setting up some pass pro, gets screamed at off that right side, gets sacked, and that was, 3-3-5 odd just hummed at him. And DRINI did send 6, but he gets that nice edge pressure. This is supposed to be a delayed drag, I want to say, but he did not delay. And the post was, could maybe, but not really. And we get really both guys pretty much same result. It's just Henry was fortunate that he got the ball in field goal range. So here, DRINI going to audible to trips tight end. This was something new that was added into the Eagles playbook. So now he has a full capability of blocking his tight end. And going to go, oh wow. So has 2 streaks, corner, time and drag. Okay. Now if you're Henry, you don't have to do anything. Like, just take the corner. But I don't know why he went over there. I think he might have been thinking of speed out. I don't know. But that little movement just got nuked by Lamar. Nice throw, nice read. And honestly, Chen should have been able to get over there, but it just didn't happen for him. And just like that, Brady's back in front of the game. Not necessarily anything hurt for Henry because he did get that big stop on the first drive. So He's still in a really good position. He just needs to go down and score 7, stay in front of the game, stay ahead of the game. He gets about half, so he's still in a pretty good spot. So show blitz 3-5 odd for DRINI, and bunch spread nasty for Henry. The drag underneath. And the main reason why, and I always think, like, why are we running this formation, right? One of the main reasons is this, like, it's got this really nice, like, fade route to this receiver. You'll see that a lot. Here's kind of a dagger setup. And, that, good catch. And you'll see, though. Let's see if we can. Okay. So it's show blitz pretty much every time for Drey here. See if he changes it up as we go through. And then I was able to pick up the pressure. Gets a little shed and gets a shed. This is why you send 4, send 5. Okay, because when you send 4, you send 5, you get sheds too. That's another factor that a lot of people don't think about is you can get an instant shed. A little flat to the back. Good read. Brings up a big down. This is 3rd and 2. About midfield here. You just don't want to be on a 4th down. So you kind of want to get this. I think Henry's going to go to spacing switch. His bread and butter play. He's got that nice table route to the running back. It's a little bit different than a standard table. Runs faster. Able to just take a nice little flat zig combo. Like that combo a lot that he just did out of spacing switch. Because that running back table runs so smooth, you could throw a zig on that side. You get a short side flat zig combo out of that, which is really one of the concepts of the year. Here you see again, there's that fade route on that right side that he's trying to really hit. It just makes it so it's hard to run cover 2 on that right side. But he's, running cover 4. Able to hit that. Just got an inaccurate. Unfortunate is what it is. So obviously rolling out, throwing the ball back across his body, but a lot of times in Madden, you can make that throw. Tight end. Yeah, this is one of his plays here. And just not able to hit it. DRINI's really just sitting in the cover 4-ish. Shell, not too much adjusting first drive, trying to feel out what Henry's wanting to do. A new offense for Henry, forcing him to really take us underneath. 3rd and 5, big 3rd down coming up. So kind of same thing. You're seeing this again. Now look what Henry's doing, or DRINI. He goes to a different look at a 3-5 odd. So this look, he's got backed off. Why would you go to this look? Because he's probably going to want to put cloud flats on these outside guys that are backed off. The other thing, though, is he has a couple different blitz threats that we're going to take note of. He has a blitz threat like this, where he'll get kind of a loop like that. He has edge heat, where he can send 4 or send 5. Okay. Those are kind of the main 2. So we'll just kind of monitor. So you see here's that loop. And almost come in. Doesn't quite. Ertz over the middle. And I believe that this was man coverage. So just some cross man. Yeah. Oh, it didn't work very well. All right. Give him a man coverage look on a big down. Trying to kind of change the post snap picture. Didn't really matter. Henry able to make his reads. And a little hitch from a little speed out. That's about a 15-yard speed out. I noticed that DRINI's throwing like 15-yard speed outs. I feel like it's harder to switch ticket probably, but so here's that cross man. This time on a slot receiver. He can then go to a quarter to take away the post. You'll see didn't right there because he had to go get the running back, and nice send out 5 there. So that's kind of another little cat and mouse game, though. It's like the running back's over here, and you're constantly putting that guy in coverage. Nice run D. If you're constantly putting that guy in coverage where you're manning him up, you're really not defending the flat. So I'd rather, do that. You got to I don't know. I just am a big believer in not giving up these layup throws. There we go. Defense underneath. Got him. And let's take a look at that combo real quick. So this is one of my favorite plays that you'll see. Is we basically have like a little in route to the tight end. I think this is a streak. It could be a flat too. In route, in route. It's a real nice underneath combo. Because you really can throw this all the way underneath, right? So you have all that. So you see here, Henry. And then if you can get this right here, nice throw. So really nice trips combo. Using that down in the red zone and things like that. So totally missed that play. Let's take a look at what happened here. Oh, okay. So another underrated thing that you can do, and again, this is just kind of attacking this cover four defense. Underrated combo is a flat and a drag. And if you watch what happens here, watch Henry's user. Kind of important to watch how he plays this. So you see how he jams his user in the line of scrimmage? Then he's going this way because he put 5 out. Like he knows Henry has to go over here to guard this. There's really this is just a free S5. Really nice route from DRINI there. Just kind of taking advantage of what he knows Henry has to do with his user. Here, DRINI going to spread. Probably, hopefully, I don't know what he's going to run here. You never know with this stuff. Is this an RPO? No. Kind of a basic spread combo. Didn't really work. He probably does have an RPO out of that. He just was putting that route out there. 6-1 for Henry down here, trying to eliminate the run. Another audible into the spread. This is a later audible. Motion over the slot. This is the RPO. And gets delay. So now DRINI's in a bad spot. And good defense. Gonna have to scramble. And now we get a big 3rd and 9. This is a huge down because if you're in Henry's world, holding to 3 is huge here. Because you got held to 3 too. And he is. He's going to get him. Pretty good. A good defense from Henry. So we have a tie ball game, but Henry has the opportunity to really just take control of the game on this drive. Because if he can go down and get 7 on this drive, he's now a touchdown ahead, and he gets ball at half. So this is a huge drive for Henry to really take control of the game and really take control of his LCQ life. So going to this fade route, we've seen it a lot. Shovelets look, and again you see, pretty much. But for the most part, Henry has had to check down almost every play, which is, it's fine. Drag route. Just going to take it with RG3, probably get more yards. Good job. Just going to put him about midfield. Takes a sack again. What I find really interesting is I just feel like it's almost the same. So if you look at this defense, so you get a Centaur. Okay. Now look at this real quick with me. You see here, this time we get a little variation in a cover 3 cloud almost look. But this, I don't think that this has been a little change up here. So he gives him the cover 3 cloud. And he gets the pick. Oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't even know this was a pick. What in the world? This guy is running the slowest route ever. You can never throw to a human being running that slow. Oh my gosh. So what Henry's expecting, I don't know what this route is. This has to be a streak or it's a stem. I think what he does is he stems this in route all the way up and turns into a streak. I don't know what this. It doesn't look like this was supposed to be an in route. It really was. I if you look at the play art, unless I don't see something, so this guy's supposed to come over the middle of the field here. Instead, he gets bumped and he just runs the slowest streak I've ever seen. And I don't know why Henry threw him the ball. Like he's probably just expecting him if he is running the streak to just keep going. It's a switch stick off the yellow. I mean that just was a terrible. That was just a really, really, really bad play. It wasn't even necessarily just a bad. It wasn't a bad play call. It wasn't even necessary. It was just a bad play. Like, oh my gosh. What's crazy is it's a bad play that completely changes the game too. Completely changes the game. A little cheap flat motion here. Nope, it's just gonna set. So see, this is him just motioning him, not cheap flat there. Little running back streak looks like. Running back, little run play. 2nd 7. Again, it's pretty much cover 4 play for Henry too. Yeah. Caught him. Caught him in a curl. What I don't know what this is over here. I would assume it's a curl flat. No, that's a yellow zone. Yeah, he yellows there. See, that's why. I mean, that's just a layup throw to me. Like those are the throws I feel like you just can't give them. But anyway, 10-10 ball game. Try and get a red zone stop here. 6-1 for Henry. Gonna put his flats on 15. Try to get those flat routes to play. Any kind of corner route. Running back's over here, so RPO is going to come. He's going to run a bubble, and then he's going to have that tight end on a hitch. Watch this tight end. See how there's a hitch right there? Boom. Got a terrible animation. And so now we get a 3rd and goal. He's going to go right back to the same play. And I think it's just because it does a good job of manipulating man, which Henry's trying to run here. Oh, no, different play. Just a table. Just a basic table. And because you just have 4 strong, it's hard for man to handle a table and 4 strong. And 17-10 DRINI. That game really flipped right there. I mean, that was really the flip. And Henry hits his post. Running back outside zone, trying to take all this clock. Actually gets a nice run there. And these outside zone type runs are pretty good from shotgun this year. So having an outside zone in Kansas City, bunch spread nasty, is probably a big advantage. Show blitz, look for DRINI. Pretty much normally is going to mean, as you see, we're getting. I think that time was almost looked like a basic cover 2 there. About 40 seconds left. Henry's pretty good at taking all the clock here, trying just to make sure that DRINI doesn't get this ball back before half. So backed off corners look. Oh, yeah, he gave him that free touchdown. Henry takes the free touchdown, probably smart, because 30 seconds you can hold him to a field goal. DRINI just gives him a touchdown right there by manning that route up. And so 30 seconds for DRINI. Middle third here from Henry, trying to get this guy to pinch in a little more. Nice defense. That's got to be an interception. He caught it. That's terrible. That's a super deep corner route because he's anticipating the bite, which he does get the bite, but Henry pulls back on this. And look at that. They said in the patch, I just want to be fair to the patch notes, that you would reward good decisions and you would punish bad decisions. That drop picks were no longer an issue, that they were fixed. That defenders reacted better. Look at that. That is really bad. Catches it and gets him into field goal range. It's not just that it wasn't a pick, it's that he caught it. And it got him into field goal range. In a semifinal to a $30,000 tournament with an entry into a tournament for a lot more money. Great job, EA. Love to see it. It's just very, very bad. Good defense from Henry. Now, Henry does also know here one little game management thing. He knows that he can't really get a big play sitting running back out. He can only attack short. So he knows he can basically not have to defend the running back here. Because of the blitz threat, if DRINI wants to have any time to throw the ball deep downfield, he has to block his running back to pick up the pressure. So that's another little factor as to why blitzes are good, because it does also change like the routes that can hurt you. If he sends 5 out, he's going to get screamed at. So he'll block the running back almost every time here. You see, Max Pro this time. And DRINI's going to be set 1 for 3. Henry's going to get 1 shot. See what he does. Just loading. All right, so Henry's got 1 shot here, 5 seconds, really. So what's his big dot play? Gonna go to Drey flex verticals. Streak the tight end, wheel the back out of the backfield. And just gonna go try to make a play. And playmakers doesn't really work. Yeah. All right, so DRINI up 3 and going into half. Unfortunate for Henry. And Henry does get ball, though. So this is Henry's saving grace. So he gets ball out of half. He gets the chance to be able to go down and get a lead starting the second half here. This is a quick snap play. Going to go to cross. Oh, he just can't. He threw one like this in the first half, and he caught it. Was it this bad? Yeah, it's just a. It's hard to say. It's hard to say anything. He didn't animate, so I don't think Henry. You see, here it is again. This was that change up. So what DRINI's doing is situationally, he's doing a send 4, and then he's basically running kind of a variation of what I think is cover 3 cloud with clouds, the yellow, right? But this outside third for the slot corner. Now, the thing that's a problem is you can technically fit this here, but it is a hard throw, and it's probably going to get KO'd. So Henry's probably just thinking, okay, worst case scenario, gets KO'd. It's not that big of a deal. He's obviously over here trying to take the corner. But what happens is his receiver, look at this, doesn't animate at all. Doesn't animate. Some of this could be because Henry was trying to fit the ball in a window that's really, really tight. And ultimately pays off for DRINI. Second turnover of the day. Pretty bad one, too. Now, at the end of the day, I think to a degree the reason his receiver couldn't animate was because of the type of pass lead that Henry put on the ball, which, he had to put on the ball because he decided to throw the ball into a tight window. Should it have been a pick or not? Should he have been able to animate? And probably it's a KO. If he animates, it's probably a KO. So, not sure, ultimately it is what it is. And Henry switches to 6-1 here. He got his linebackers pinched, running some man out of it. And DRINI just dots it. Just a basic man beater. And now we got a two possession lead, and Henry's now all of a sudden fighting for his life. Not ideal. Not ideal at all for Henry. Perfect for DRINI, really. Here's a walk out of that linebacker. And Henry's been picking up the blitz pretty well. But he has been blocking his running back pretty much every play. He's not really sitting 5 out at all, which Henry's known for doing. Doesn't seem like he's really doing that this year, to be honest. Out route. Good pressure there. And so you'll see DRINI here. Just send 5. But look, it's not, he's not getting anyone free. It's off a shed. It's off a shed that he's getting that. Like, it's just enough pressure to affect Henry. He can't throw the out route because he's rolling all the way across the field. And we got him on another 3rd down. Been on a lot of 3rd and 4th downs this game. ID the mic. See here. It's just pretty much a basic coverage, and that was just basically covered 3 on one side, cover 2 on the other side. One of the things you're able to do with the fact that there's a solo receiver is you can kind of play cover 2 on the solo receiver side, because cover 2 is pretty good on the solo receiver side this year. Hard to threaten. Like, if you play cover 2 on this right side, it's hard to threaten that, and then you could switch stick anything coming your way if you need to. 4th and 10, huge down, goes with an out route. You got to expect cloud flats. He does get cloud flats. He throws that. He catches that. All right, so big down defense for DRINI. Take a look at what he does here. So he sends 4. He sends kind of an interesting send 4, but he drops this guy over the middle. We already know this is a cloud. See how you back this guy off? He's a third cloud. Yellow. I don't know what this is. I would think it's a 3rd. So it's that cover 3 cloud with the hook curl here that got him to stop before. See, there's, yeah. That's just basically cover 3 cloud. Got beat up the seam. How he got beat up the seam is crazy to me. And this is the issue with this. So this is why I don't run cover 3 cloud anymore. Because if you put this guy out of middle 3rd, I don't know what happened, but at some point this year, because he's under 10 yards. So you see how if he was at 10 yards, it wouldn't happen. But because he's under 10 yards, what happens is these zones, this middle 3rd zone that DRINI has him on, he'll never, like, it would have been so smart, quarter, it's probably dead. Everything's probably bagged. If he quarters here, this doesn't happen. But what happens on this is watch how slow, and then look, and I guess he did switch stick to a degree, but basically you can get on top of that and you can do what Henry just did. So it's just kind of a crazy bug with zones this year. Might have gotten better post patch. I'll have to try it. Because he's doing it a lot, so I think it might have been more because he switched stick, but since 5 out this time, everything's open. Touchdown Henry did exactly what he needed to do, and now we're back on a 3-point game. He gets a stop. He's in a good spot. Inside quarter decided he wanted to run to the other side of the field when there's 2 receivers over there. That's why you don't run 6-1. Too many alignment bugs for my liking. Just cover 4 hard flat. Oh, you man him up? That's just, I mean, you're just seeing, like, this is why defense is in such a bad spot. It, like, doesn't matter what you do. Like, it really doesn't matter. But then again, you know, Henry or DRINI got 2 stops. Running cover 3 cloud. And DRINI's been running cover 3 cloud for years. Ran it last year. Ran it the year before. Throwing the ball into the stands. Good blitz. Good KO. Yeah, And Dreyni's going to settle for 3. So Henry's obviously thrilled that he just settled for 3 because now game kind of flips again. So Henry gets a little bit of a stop. He's got a chance now to go down, get 7, and put himself in position back in control. If he gets 7, he's winning this game. Right? He is. If he gets 7 on this drive, he's winning this game. Again, notice this little slight move back here. Kind of signals, boom, 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 cover 3 cloud. Little curl. These curls are something that you don't see a lot. They actually are really good because if you think about how most people switch stick, how most people play defense, they're so concerned about the seam streak, so the curl should be open underneath. Good read. Just a little 5-out play from Henry. And now we get a 2nd and inches, 30-24. And there's literally been no pressure. The pressure's coming from sheds. That's what's crazy. The pressure is 100% coming from sheds for the most part. Check down there. Yeah, the Sin 4 has just, I mean, you do see instant sheds though. Do notice, I mean, these are almost instantaneous sheds. One of the biggest changes probably since the Zero Chill is that not every lineman has an ability, and so you can shed them pretty quick. I think DRINI's in 3-3 Cub. I have no idea why. I guess to run cover for. I don't know. I don't know why he's in this. He's spreading the line. I think he's just. I don't know. I don't know why he's in this defense. He's in 3-3 Cub. And he's just trying to shed you. You're going to send 5 and let him shed. Good read on that 4th. Now he's on 4th and 5. Yeah, I don't know why DRINI went to 3-3 Cub. I really don't. I don't know if just to give him a different look. It's basically the same. For the most part. Just kind of poaching the safety, kind of popping him over here with the user here. I don't know if it's to run man. Is he trying to run man? I don't know. Hard flat. Yeah, it just looks like he's trying to run cover 3 clouds still. Oh my gosh. This is a huge down. 4th and 5. He got looped. This is just this is the 3-3. This is what I've been trying to tell people about 3-3 Cub is you'll get this from time to time. Loops all the way around. Running back barely kind of chipped him, but not early enough. Henry had to roll away from the pressure. So look what you get here. And then from a coverage perspective, we have man up. Or no. Outside third. Hook curl set to those sticks. Flat set to the sticks. Flat set to the sticks. This is just cover 3 cloud. That's all this is. And then the user on the hook curl. All he does roll away. Good switch stick onto the middle third. And then watch. He's going to let this thing happen. Henry's expecting this. Henry's expecting this route to overrun this. But because he can send this, there's just not enough time for that to develop. And the hook curl carried it pretty well. So there you go. 4th and 5. On the biggest, I think he's literally, if you actually look at DRINI's defense, I want to say every stop he's gotten, which has been 3 stops this game, every single stop has been cover 3 cloud. Every single one. So that tells you something about cover 3 cloud. And it's also been off of a send 4, I believe, every single time too. I believe he's send 4 every single time. And I've talked about send 4 being the key to defense for most of the year, that it needs to be a send 4. You need to have the capability to get enough pressure with a send 4. It doesn't have to be, I mean, you can send 5 occasionally, but the main big downs, I think send 4 is really, because you can just throw, you can close off a lot of the throwing lanes. There's a send 6 from Henry. Gets pressure. So now Henry's in a really bad spot because if DRINI gets 10 yards. He'll take a field goal. Take a look at this. It's just a corner route. Henry switch sticked off of it. Yeah. It's just... I think Henry was thinking he might have been able to get that, but he was not. And now DRINI going for 2, try to make it a 14-point ball game, able to. And Henry's down 14 going into the fourth quarter. I think just ultimately what's made Henry so good for so many years has been his defense, and his defense hasn't really played well today. He had that one stop on the first drive, and other than that, DRINI still has 38 points. It's also worth noting that he's been stopped 3 times. Henry's been stopped 3 times in this game. Like full-fledged interception stops or 4th down stops. So, just not really seeing it. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's a new offense. Maybe he just wasn't seeing it because he's in a new offense, still trying to figure it out. Which is like, okay, why do you run a new offense in LCQ? Probably because you feel like you had to. But notice 3-3 Cup again here for DRINI. And it's not, it's just the sheds. It's literally just the sheds. He's not getting anybody free. It's just the sheds. I don't personally think he's even running the defense right. The way that I would run 3-3 Cup, at least if he's, you'd have a better chance at getting somebody free if you send 5 out. But it's just the basic fact that they don't have pass protectors on every offensive lineman anymore. Now that opens up sheds for the defense. It's a big feature of defense. And it's a big picture of defense in real life. Like, the defensive line is shedding really well. Henry's blocking his running back. Honestly, another thing is it affects route combos. There you see he got that loop again. Didn't quite get the pressure in that time. Henry able to hit him up in the seam. And we got a 31-38 game now. Henry's going to onside here. Not sure if that's the right decision or not. I think it kind of is. This kind of goes either way. And then DRINI here. So DRINI in a position, like, if he gets a field goal, like, he's going to be up 2 scores, but he does need to take some clock. Otherwise, it would be kind of a wasted drive. And he's going to go to trips tight end flex. I think this is probably it's one of the first times we've seen this today from him. A lot of man from Henry out of 6-1. A lot of man coverage. We've got a nice run from CJ on first down. 2nd and 7. So DRINI got to take most of the clock here. Didn't take all of it, but he took some of it. Jet touch pass, 3rd and 10. So DRINI going to take a little more clock. He's going to pass here and get screamed at and 4th down. So that's what Henry needed to do. Henry gets a stop. It's like his 2nd stop of the day. And gives him a shot. So now Henry needs to go down. He needs to score. He needs to onside. And then he needs to hold a 3 with enough time for him to go down and score. That's basically what needs to occur. So little short corner, short speed out. Really nice play there from Bunch Smash out of Bunch X Nasty. It's got a short corner. It's got a little flat speed out on the slot. It's kind of a nice little play. It's got to go to motion corn dog. I don't love this play. Yeah, that's the in route. Gonna go to motion corn dog trail. Henry's kind of deep in his playbook now. These you could obviously tell these are not his main plays. I think that's just indicative of the spot that he finds himself in, right? And I think that's ultimately why switching playbooks for LCQ might not have been a great idea. Could have been. I mean, it got him here too, though, so you have to remember that. But You see, it just doesn't look like he has. Like, these routes are just. It's hard. It's hard this year to throw. It's basically hot routes. Like, it's a trail route on the outside guy, and that's about it. It's everything else is hot routed. And the hot routes this year, the hot routed post is really not a great route. You need the short post from Eagles. You need, I mean, you need better routes than what we have here. It seems like, here's cover through cloud. That end's never going to get open. It's every big down is cover through cloud. Every single big down is cover through cloud or Tampa 3. It's either cover through cloud or Tampa 3. Every single big down. And every single big down it has worked pretty much. It's going to be the same thing here. You're going to get a protect sticks, but he's going to roll his coverage over. He might not here because he's playing trips. But let's just take a look. Yeah, it was cover through cloud. He gave it up because I don't know where the yellow zone is. If there was a yellow zone, that doesn't happen. But I mean, it's a big takeaway from me defensively is cover through cloud. Cover through cloud is bagging. Good read. Got him again. And this happens in 3-3 Cub. I don't really think there's anything specific JD's doing. I think it's just the blitz angles. But this guy would just loop this guy. It's kind of like 3-4 odd. It's a 3-4 odd type of blitz angle. But hey, by the way, let's beat the coverage. So 2nd and 4. I think this is just cover 4 hard flat. Yeah, that's basically cover. It looks like cover 4 to me. So a mix of cover 4, cover 3 loud, and then cover 3 cloud, and then man ups. Pretty much been what we've seen from DRINI in 41 to 31. Oh my gosh. Stay alive right here. A little playmaker up. Again. Big down. What are we in? Cover 3 cloud. This would have worked. I don't think you need to switch that. Because it's a third and there's no pull route. If DRINI stays on this, it's bagged up. Henry completes this. Look at this throw. I want to say that's a high ball. Pretty much has to be to me. But he gets a red, but he catches it. Because they, remember in the patch, right? Remember what they said they did? They tuned high balls. They made it so that high balls would be inaccurate more. It was technically inaccurate, yet he completed the pass. So what I'm trying to say, without like being too direct about it, every single thing that they said they fixed in the patch is a lie. They did not fix high balls. They did not fix drop picks. They did not punish bad. They do not punish bad decisions. And so I just think it's ironic that they said they did all those things. And also, they had, I want to say about 2 months where there wasn't really a patch. And so it's just interesting to me that you have 2 months to patch something, you can't get it fixed. It's really been 3-3 Cub. I did not even realize he switched to this. That's another accurate high ball, by the way. It's red, but he caught it right where he wanted to. It's just actually crazy to me that they said all of those things specifically. All of those things came up in this game, and it's very clear that none of those things have actually been fixed. Good read from Henry. Brings up a 4th and 4. Huge down. What's crazy is what you're about to see here. So 4th and 4, and I talked about this in the Kobo game. The most popular play in the world here. I mean, the most... Like, I could do a 60-second YouTube tip on this, and it would work. It's the most popular combo in the world. It's a hitch. It's a slant. It's a flat. And it's a whip. And we're going to try to throw this here. And we're going to try to throw this over here. That's the most basic red zone. I guess he's going to use a wheel route. I mean, this is obvious, especially with the motion out. You got to be like, this is the most obvious. And look, we rely on a defensive end vert hook. His user's over here. Trying probably to get over here. He just can't. Nah, it's just a free touchdown. I mean, that was donated by DRINI. All right, onside kick for Henry. This is really, really important now because that drive took way too long. I can't believe he didn't get it. He actually looked like he was going to get it. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at all those people. There's 4 of them. Wasn't able to get it. Kind of symbolic of this year for Henry, honestly. And Henry was right there ultimately. I think him and Kobo were right next to each other for on the back end of this. I think Henry was 15th in MCS points this year. So, I mean, it was a down year for him, but down year is 15th. So that's still, how good of a player he really is. But Drey comes out early, gets a first. Ideally, if you're DRINI, that's a 2nd and 1, but you'll take a first, I guess. He's in field goal range here. Not really that big of a factor, but is it a factor? A run, that's a timeout from Henry. And now we're going to get 2nd and 13. DRINI's going to pass the ball. Oh my gosh, dude. I've said this to myself. I've said this to everyone. I've said this over and over and over again. This throw, that cannot be happening. Like, that can't be open. What I think happens here is Henry goes man. And this linebacker, they basically get switched. But I don't know who. Okay. Okay, so this guy's on the running back in man coverage. Okay. The problem is Henry's username. So he switches, and then the man just glitches, and it's a first down. So you just can't. Like, that can't happen. Like, I don't know. Like, look how open that is. That's just the freest first down. And there it is. That's how he loses. Heartbreaking defeat for Henry. DRINI's going to go on to fight in the LCQ final. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Again, we saw a lot of things. We saw the power of Cover 3 Cloud. We saw Eagles continue to be a very, very good offense. And then also, I think, again, the power of short posts, the power of all the routes you have, the audibles. The other thing we saw, though, I think with Henry is ultimately the importance of taking away the flats, taking away the layup throws, taking away the key throws. And I think if you just look back at that game, he was in a new offense. I think he got stopped 3-4 times. He got some stops. Most of them were like field goal stops. He did get a full stop, I think, his first drive. Just felt like, just especially on that last couple drives. And it's hard to, I don't know if you run main coverage for your bread this year. I just don't know if you run it. But Henry did. And Henry lost. If you guys want to check out his Twitch, I'll put a link to that in the description. Go watch him play live. Streams a lot. Probably going to be streaming a lot more now. But anyway, shout out to him for at least streaming these games. and definitely shout out to him for putting this VODs up so you can actually watch them back. So we could do stuff like this. But anyway, DRINI does ultimately take the win. A lot can be learned from this game. Ultimately, for DRINI, most of the pressure was sheds. Most of it was sheds off of Send Forward and a cover through cloud, pretty much. That was generally the big picture takeaway defensively from that game. Obviously, you're still going to run some cover four. Obviously, you're still going to run some cross man, mix that in. But on those big downs when you've got to have it, what are those got to have it plays? For DRINI, it was cover three cloud pretty much. So, and it got him several stops. So, thanks for watching this video. And again, I'll leave Henry's links in the description down below.